When you hear the word Iraq, what is the first image that comes to your mind? Perhaps it would be something like this, or this, or this, or maybe even this. Now, these are all images that have been associated with Iraq for the past 10 years. However, the media is consistently failing to show you the real face of Iraq, the face of people like me. Would you be able to recognize the face of an Iraqi person? Would you be able to distinguish their voice? If so, what would they be saying? Now, Iraq has a population of 31 million people. Of them, 2 million women, enough women to substitute the residents of Nova Scotia and New Brunswick combined, have lost their husbands due to war. Over 5 million children, enough children to almost substitute all the residents of British Columbia and Saskatchewan combined, have lost at least one parent due to war. 2 out of 10 Iraqis now suffer a form of physical disability. 1 out of 10 Iraqis have lost their home. This month marks the 10th anniversary of the American invasion of Iraq, and Iraqis are still paying a dear price. During the early years, the infrastructure was so badly damaged that Iraqis received very few hours of electricity and water every day. Killing, looting, kidnapping, and sheer chaos marked those early years. However, from there on, things slowly started to progress. A government started to form. For the first time in modern Iraqi history, we had free elections. Iraqis slowly started to utilize the brief period of peace between cycles of violence in order to reconstruct their infrastructure. Now, the damage done by years of war and violence to education, healthcare, education, rendered this reconstruction process a very slow one. One important question remains. How can we rebuild Iraq? In which direction shall we move from here? For the first time in a very long time, Iraqis have a saying in their future and that of their country. So who better to ask about the future of a country more than the very people who live in it? Now, it's not enough that we have free speech in Iraq right now. Iraqis require a platform in order to raise their voice, to share ideas, to join hands. The same way a single candle can banish darkness, a stage acts like the candlestick that supports the flame, the ideas. This is why it's so important for Iraqis to have a stage today, and this is what I'm here to talk to you about. Now, I'm Iraqi, and I do believe that right now we do have the tools in order to bring ideas together, to bring change to our country, to our communities, and to our lives. For this reason, 3 months ago, and for the first time in 18 years, I was able to go back home as part of the organizing team of TEDxBaghdadWomen, an event very much like the event we are in today here, where incredible Iraqi women would take the stage in order to share inspiring ideas and stories. So the event was not only to be done by Iraqi women, it was also for Iraqi women. In a country where we lost so many men due to war, it is the more important that Iraqi women are represented, their voices are heard, and they are an active participator in the process of reconstruction of their country. My plane leaves Canada, going back home to Iraq. It's a very long flight, by the way. So I'm so happy, I'm finally going home. I have a big smile on my face, my heart is fluttering. The plane lands, the door opens, and I go out, but the Iraq I see in front of me is nothing like the Iraq of my childhood. Military checkpoints are in every street. Electricity is very scarce still. Internet is limited, and there are so many other difficulties. But these are not the things that I remember from the days prior to event. What I remember is the incredible Iraqi young men and women I met there. Amazing volunteers who spoke about daily bombings the same way we speak about the weather here, yet never failed to show up every day in order to make this event a reality. One night we were working very late, and suddenly one of the volunteers started gathering his things very quickly, and he said a hasty goodbye and he left. I was really surprised. So when I asked, they told me that there is actually a military curfew in Baghdad, and if you are caught in the streets beyond a certain point at night, you're risking being shot on the spot, no questions asked. This is the atmosphere that we were working during. And this is why every single man and woman who believed in the importance of this event and dedicated their time and efforts for was a true hero in every sense of the word. So, through social media and word of mouth, the eyes of thousands of Iraqis started to follow our work. The day of the event comes, and we have an amazing lineup of speakers from all provinces in Iraq, from different ethnic and social backgrounds. To give you an example, one of our incredible speakers is an amazing young woman who, in a country with almost no facilities for the visually impaired, was able to receive a university education. Her mother used to go to university with her every day. She used to take notes for her and teach her later on at home. This woman is a school teacher now in an all-seeing school. Another speaker is an international award-winning scientist who's currently conducting research in Iraq on the damage done to the water and soil due to war. She works with young university students every day in order to inspire them, teach them the latest technologies, and most importantly, teach them how to serve their country. A very well-educated speaker came from one of Iraq's most religious cities. She succeeded in establishing the first center for women in her city. This center acts as an educational, recreational, and entrepreneurial hub for women. Now, the stage was not only given to our amazing speakers. We had an audience of almost 300 people, and the stage was given to anybody who wanted to come on stage for 30 seconds to voice out an idea or a suggestion for the future of Iraq. With so many members of local, international, and governmental organizations present in the audience, it was very easy for any idea to be picked up and turned into a reality. We had over 60 speakers that day. In Iraq, many young women receive a university education, but end up unemployed because of lack of opportunities or because of the security situation. An event like them allowed them to utilize their knowledge and gain new experience in things like event management, event organization, and simply networking. Towards the end of the event, a lovely mother came over to me. She recognized I was part of the organizing team, and she told me, "Before coming here today, I thought there was no hope left for Iraq. After coming, I feel that there is still hope." Now, in a country that was damaged by so many years of war and violence, sowing hope into people's heart can be a very difficult task. So you cannot imagine what hearing such words mean. I couldn't help but hug her, and I truly promised that this is just the beginning. So what started as a simple idea of providing a stage for people to voice out their thoughts inspired so many others to keep on working, to join hands, turn aspirations into actions, and keep hope alive. TEDx Baghdad now works with amazing local organizations doing projects such as the reconstruction and the repair of houses of the underprivileged and internally displaced. Those families live out in the open in makeshift homes made out of tin metal, mud, and basic construction material. Another project is done with centers in Iraq, such as the Center for Women with Hearing Impairment. These centers have tailoring workshops, and we basically brought their material into the event, where they gained extra revenue by selling this material, but at the same time, they received new business opportunities throughout the event. One of my personal favorite projects is facilitating volunteer visits to provide emotional and financial support to the many orphans of Iraq. I hope you can see now why I consider this stage a very important tool. It enabled me today to tell you a story from an Iraqi perspective. More importantly, it is enabling people in other parts of the world to rebuild their broken nation. A stage provides a voice to those who once lost theirs and now wish to rebuild their community. I believe this is the way that must be tried, the people's way. Today is the day for Iraqis to stand up, speak out, and take matters into their own hands for their country's future. Thank you.